my sister encouraged me to work in Abu Dhabi. So she sponsored me to come to visit first.
Okay.
And then she told me to try.
Okay.
Because she can see me that I don't have future in the Philippines.
Hi everyone, I'm Happy Jane Gumera from Abu Dhabi, and this is my story. I work as a housekeeping in Shangri-La Mactan for 2 years, and then one of my boss here in Abu Dhabi, he was sending for the task force. That time, they recruit those interested to work in Abu Dhabi. So I applied that one as a housekeeping. We have a simple life. Our house in the center of the coconut tree. We have a field.
Okay.
Then all the surroundings of our house is a coconut tree. So before we go to the mall, market, we need to climb the mountain. We need to pass the river.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Maricel. I'm from Abu Dhabi and this is my story. You know, for me it's very hard also because my father left us, okay? So only my auntie who sustain us. Like whenever I achieve something, like she support us. Three of us, like we are all ladies, so we are separate. So I am the one who's lucky.
Okay.
So my two sisters separate with me. Actually, in my side, it's very difficult because my mom is very sick. You know, is having heart attack. She know everything is one also.
Right.
So one of my sister, you know, I'm the one who left here in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
So she left because she lost job also.
Okay.
So she spent a lot of money there. So in the first place, I explained that I'm lying in the UK.
Right.
So I'm not sending support to them also.
Okay.
So my sister, she got upset to me. Like, I will forget you as my sister.
Right.
Like
Okay.
what you did to our mom.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just selfish like that.
I understand.
So it's very, you know,
Yeah.
I cried a lot too, happy also. Yeah, it's like, please, just give me a 6 months only. I said. Then she said, just message your sister, maybe you have misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Because my mom just forgive your sister. Whatever happened, just forget that. Then I messaged her, just sorry, I said. Because, you know, she's always will be honest. Like, she's investigating happy, like this. Like, it's like I'm lying. But happy, she just explained, yeah, she just paying in this agency. We have only 400 dirhams every month that we spend, like in our food, anything. We are not going out. We just always say no to anything so that we can process this one. And then finally, she believed too happy also that I'm not lying.
Right.
Yeah, because how much our salary only? Then we are paying 6 months. Then she understands. Then we are okay now. Like
She's not happy to live.
yeah.
Now that you've got your visa, I'm sure it's not only your sister. I'm sure it's not only your mom or some friends. I'm sure there are a lot of people who doubted you during the entire process.
Yeah.
Now you're here. You are just a few hours away from your flight.
Yeah.
Yeah? What can you say to them? Marisa, go ahead. What can you say to them?
To those people who did not believe us first. I know that there's a lot of doubt, but I'm not explaining to you, but I just want to say thank you because of your saying or because of your words. It makes me push to the my
It made you do better.
yeah, to do better,
Right.
to push my dream that
Right.
I need to prove to you that
Right.
it's not a fake, it's not a scam. That this agency is who give me the best opportunity.
For me, it's like you just trust the process only. Yeah, believe in yourself. Focus what you want to do. You know, whatever you started, just continue. And I don't know. Now I'm feeling like how Ian's changed my life. Really, it's like when how many days like I'm floating. I cannot imagine how I feel.
Right.
You know, I'm just lying down in my bed like this is it. I would like to thank you to all the Ian's team, especially Sir Michael and Sir Ian. Now you changed my life. I would like to tell to everyone that trust the process and Ian will do the rest.
Sir Ian and Sir Michael to give us the best opportunity that I have. Now I'm going to flight in UK, so this is it, my dream come true.
Yeah!
Marhaba, everybody. This is Micah here, and welcome to our show tonight, Marhaba Mondays. Again, we are live tonight here in Dubai, and I'd like to say hello to everybody who's watching us live right now, not just in Facebook, but also on YouTube. Yeah, so we've got live sessions going on Facebook and on YouTube. Right. Wow. Another Monday, another great day, another start of the week. And of course, no other way than to start your week than with the Marhaba Mondays. Right. And of course, as always, we are live and there's no scripts. Anything goes. Right. Okay. So our topic for today is one of the questions that most of our candidates, our subscribers, our viewers are asking. And the question is, can I bring my dependents to the UK? Well, the answer is, we'll find out. Before that, remember guys, tonight we are giving one free ticket to our hybrid event this coming 3rd of December, which is happening in Sofitel Hotel in downtown Dubai, right? So if you want to get your free ticket, tune in and we will ask a question, okay, by the end or before the end of the program tonight. And whoever has the right answer to the question will win one ticket to attend the live event on the 3rd of December. Cool? Right. So let us do some quick updates, right, for the for the visas, right? So as of 22 November, we've got 42 visas submitted. I think there's more. 39 has been granted so far, and there has been 15 interviews with 15 different employers. Wow. Right? So for those of you who are still wondering, Michael, I get these questions a lot, yeah? There are like thousands of us in the program already. Are there enough vacancies? And would you be able to give all of us jobs? The answer is a simple yes. In fact, we are closing another deal with a county, family somewhere in Wales, and they need around 50 carers for the initial project. That is just for the initial project. 50 senior carers in Wales. And we've got another client who's going to sign up with us, and they would need 50 registered nurses. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of vacancies. And, you know, if you're still wondering if we can get you jobs, there's your answer. Okay? Right. So, before we delve into our topic today, right? I'd like to see who is on who's our viewers today. Let me see. Okay. Now, so far, okay. Right. So, guys, by the way, also, we're going to spend 15 minutes by the end of the program to answer your questions. Okay. So, while you are watching our show tonight, type in your questions. We'll give you time later on to get your answers. We'll answer them live during the end of the program. Okay. So, stay tuned. Right. Now, let us start with the topic. Can I bring my dependents with me to the UK? And the answer, of course, is a big, big yes, right? And in fact, you can even submit your application together, right? So that you can get your results together and you can all fly together. Cool? Now, sorry. Now, before that, first of all, we need to know who will be your dependents or who are eligible to be your dependents, okay? Number one, right, is your husband or your wife, okay? If you have two wives, pick one. If you have two husbands, pick one, okay? You can bring as many children as you want, okay? Provided that they are below 18, okay? You know, maybe you have 5, 6, 7 children, okay? As long as you can afford to bring them all together, I don't see any reason why you can't bring them with you, okay? So, husband or wife and your children below 18. Cool? Now, many of you are asking, can I bring my sister? Can I bring my brother? Can I bring my mom? Can I bring my dad? Can I bring my cousin? I think someone asked, can I bring my cousin or even my neighbor? The answer is no. Okay, your dependents are your immediate, how do you call that? Immediate relatives. Okay, so not your mom, not your dad, not your cousins or your sister or your brother. It should be your husband and wife and children below 18. Now, some of you are also asking regarding children who are illegitimate, right, or unadopted, son or daughter, right? That is also allowed under the dependent visa. Okay. Now, of course, when we say that they are dependents, okay, you must be able to prove that, for example, your husband and wife, you are in a civil partnership or marriage that's recognized in the UK, okay? And you should be living together or in a relationship for at least 2 years when you apply for your UK dependent visa, okay? Now, what do we mean by partners? We mean someone you're married to. That's number one. Someone of the same sex, that's possible, right? A civil partner, okay? Someone you live with as if you are married to them. So not necessarily you guys are married together. This is in most cases, this is very common in some parts of the world. You know, boys and girls, they live together, They share the same space together. They're in love with each other. They avoid marriage so that when they hate each other, they can easily, you know, break up with each other and hate each other and fight with each other and done. I don't care about you anymore. Yeah. And then someone that you live with as if you are the civil partner. Okay. A civil partnership is a formal agreement that gives same-sex partners the same legal status as a married couple. Okay? Right. So that is what we mean by partners. Okay? Now, most of you guys are actually wondering, same-sex partners, is that valid? Can I bring my dependent, who is the same sex as me, to the UK as my dependent? The answer is yes. Okay, as long as we can evidence to the Home Office, who will be, approving your application, right? Then there's no reason why you can't really bring your partner, whatever it is, yeah, straight or same-sex partnership, marriage, doesn't matter really, because the UK does not discriminate on those matters, right? Now, okay, let's talk about money, right? Money that they need to support themselves. First off, your children and your partner must have a certain amount of money available to support themselves while in the UK. So this is where the whole show money, concept is all about. You need to have a certain amount of money in your bank account in the last 28 days before your visa application or before your dependence visa application is going to be lodged. Yeah. Now, remember these amounts. These are the amounts that they will need in their bank account, okay, for the evidence of financial support. It's £285 for your partner, right? £315 for one child, okay? And if you have more than one child, then you would be paying additional not really paying, you need additional £200 per additional child, okay, if you have more, okay? So meaning, for example, if you are bringing your husband or your wife with you, that's £285, okay, plus £315 for maybe your first child, and then there's an additional £200 for each children that you are going to bring with you. Okay, so add that up, and that's the amount of the money that needs to be in your bank account for the last 28 days before you submit their visa application. Okay, question, Michael, I don't have this much money, okay, and I understand, right? There's a reason why you guys, decide to work abroad, because you need the money, yeah. Fortunately, not all cases should be like this, okay. There is a way for you not to have this show money or evidence of financial support. If you have received your COS, okay, your COS would be able to indicate whether your sponsor, right, whether your sponsor has agreed to do maintenance support for you and your dependents, okay? If that area there is ticked as yes, okay, then you don't need show money. You don't need to have this amount of money in your bank for the last 28 days if that maintenance by the sponsor has been agreed to be given to you by your employer. Okay? Right. So we've got your dependents. Okay? We now know who your eligible dependents are. Husband or wife, children under 18. Okay, doesn't matter how many you have. I hope you don't have that much. And then, of course, we have defined who your partner is. Okay, this is someone you're married to, someone you are in civil partnership, someone that is cohabitating with you, right? And as long as you've got evidences to prove this, again, doesn't matter if it's a straight or same-sex relationship, as long as we can evidence that to the Home Office, then there should be no problem at all, right? Now, before we continue, our next thing that we will talk about is the requirements, okay? So stick around, and while we talk about deeper on what are the requirements for your dependents, check out our video, and this is our invitation for you to join us on the 3rd of December and in Sofitel Hotel in downtown Dubai. Studio, ready? Play it. And we are back, everybody. Again, for those of you who just tuned in, our topic for tonight's episode is, can I bring my dependents with me to the UK? And the answer is a big fat yes, right? And again, tune in until the end of the program, because you might just be our winner for tonight, who can have the chance to join us for free, live on the 3rd of December in Sofitel Hotel in downtown Dubai. Right. So, it's getting cold here, yeah? Yeah, I mean, weather in Dubai is getting better and better, especially at night when there's breeze and there is, windy night. Yeah, it's getting colder, and you still have some time to make sure that you've got yourself a partner before Christmas, and it will make your Christmas less colder, right? And if you still don't have a partner, well, just continue to tune in, and maybe, just maybe, you will find yourself a partner in today's live episode. Okay, so yeah, before we went to break, I told you guys that we would be discussing about the requirements of the dependents. Okay, so what are the requirements for your dependents, right? Now, it differs, okay? If you are going to be a skilled worker under the health and care visa, which means to say you are going to be coming in as a nurse or as a senior carer, physiotherapist, doctor, and anything that is under the health and care visa, right? The first thing that you need to know is your partner should have a police clearance as well. Okay, that is mandatory and required by the Home Office. Now, they don't need to take IELTS or any English test. Okay, they don't need English test. They need TB test, okay, or tuberculosis test. If you are coming from Asia, right, you need to have this TB test. If you are coming from the Middle East, then no need for you to do this. If you're coming from somewhere from Africa, you need to do this, okay? Your partners, I mean, your dependents. If you have children below 12 years old, they don't necessarily need the TB test, but they still need to go to the doctor to have themselves checked, okay? The doctor will decide whether your child needs a TB test. If not, then there will be a certificate given by the doctor, and that will serve as their TB test. Cool? Right. So again, your spouse or your wife needs to have a police clearance. Okay, same as with you. All a police clearance from all the countries that he or she has lived in for more than 12 months in the last 10 years. You need a TB test. Okay. Again, the TB test should only be done with the accredited clinics in your home country or wherever country that you're staying at the moment at the time of your application. Now, aside from that, they don't need an IELTS test. Okay. Now, another thing that they need to have, of course, is a valid passport. Okay. Um, Simply because you can't travel really if you don't have a valid passport, right? And then the other thing that they need to have is, hold on a second. Okay. So of course, if you're going to be traveling with your partner as the dependent, you need to procure your marriage certificate, right? If you guys are married. If you are not married, okay, you need to procure evidence that you have been cohabitating with your partner for the last 2 years. Okay, many of you are actually asking the question, what are the evidences that we can provide to the Home Office to make sure that we are able to evidence that we are actually living together. Number one would be your bills, okay, electric bills, water bills, phone bills, whatever. As long as you guys can have bills with his name and a bill with your name with the same address, right? That can be an evidence that you guys are actually living together. Okay. In some parts of the world, it's actually easier to procure these evidences, mainly because it's easier for some couples to live together. Another way that you can evidence this is through a tenancy agreement, where your name and your partner's name are in the same tenancy agreement, right? And therefore, that means to say that you guys are living in the same apartment, right? Now, you can also show them credit card bills, bank statements, and things like that, really. This is very, very important because there is a huge chance that your dependent's visa application will be rejected if you are not able to procure enough evidences. Okay. Now, as for your kid, okay, again, your children must be below 18 years old. Okay. There are a lot of you who are asking, Michael, what if my kid is 21, 22? Is there any possibility that I can bring them with me as my dependent? It's very rare that this happens. Okay, it's very special cases. For example, maybe if your children, I hope not, has some type of illness, and therefore you can evidence to the Home Office that the child is completely dependent on you because of this illness or disability, then there is a possibility that the Home Office will actually grant their visa application as your dependent, right? And not only that, you need to, of course, evidence that they are living with you. Okay, so again, it's the same with the bills or address. Maybe if they are enrolled in school, of course, there's going to be like school application forms. And in that application form, they will be able to see that this is the address and that you've filled up the form with. Yeah. Now, aside from that, of course, is they need to prove their identity. For your children, you need to have the birth certificate. Okay, birth certificate. Now, those of you watching from the Philippines, right? I do understand that the Philippine government has some sort of how do you call this, red ribbon, apostille, some type of thing that they need to be verified with the DFA or Department of Foreign Affairs. That's not the case when you submit your documents to the Home Office or the VFS. Okay, UK immigration does not require this attestations, right? So you don't need to get your documents attested from the DFA, right? Cool. Okay. Now, aside from that, there are many of you, or I don't know if you've got viewers from the UK at the moment, but if you are applying for your kid or your partner or whatever who is currently outside of the UK and you are inside of the UK, the process is almost the same. Okay. Now, the thing is, I think it's going to be a bit easier for you because now you've got your visa, you've got your home, right, and you can procure evidences that you can support your husband or your wife because you're already in the UK. You've got work, you've got your own accommodation, and stuff like that. Okay. Now, aside from that, we've got their documents, okay? We've got them ready. If you are not sure if, you can do it on your own, of course, you can always do things on your own, even visa application for your dependents, right? If you don't think you can do this on your own, I suggest that you get help from professionals or solicitors, right? And some of them would cost around 300 to 600 pounds per visa application for each dependent. Okay. Many solicitors, right, would charge for their professional fees. Okay. In fact, that is one way of them earning. Now, your professional fees that you will pay to your solicitor is in fact a different amount of money, okay, that you need to pay to the Home Office for your visa application fees. Right? So now, how much money do I need to pay for my dependents, right? Before we answer that question, okay, we'll go to another break. And this time, which video testimony do we have at the moment? Do we have Mark's? Okay, I'm going to show you a quick story about Mark. Okay, Mark is an engineer who is already in the UK. He's done 2 diplomas, right? 2 diplomas in the UK. He thought that if he becomes a student for another year, because he spent 4 years in the UK already as a student, 2 diplomas, right? He thought that it would count towards his application for indefinite leave to remain. Now, when he got in touch with us, he discovered that it's not the case. Now, it doesn't matter really if you've been a student in the UK for 4, 6, 7, 10 years. That will not count, okay? And you'll find out that Mark has only like a few days before his visa expires, and his plan was to get another diploma just so that he can extend his stay in the UK. He is willing to pay another £16,000, right, so that he can secure himself a student visa, right, and 2 more years to stay in the UK. The good thing is he called us. He was able to mention to us his problem, his situation, and guess what? We were able to get him a sponsor while he is in the UK in just 3 days, right? Check out his story and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Mark Joseph Kabute. I'm from the Philippines. I went here in UK to study Masters in Mechanical Engineering last 2018. It's my dream to be an F1 designer. I cannot count how many companies I applied here in UK. All my plans are are not going through. So that time I almost give up. I shout out in Facebook, and then suddenly one of my friends in Southampton called me and told me about Ian's. He said that Ian's can help me find a sponsor here in UK. I had only 15 days remaining on my visa, and I'm stressing up. Like, I don't know what to do. That night when I went to the website of Ian and messaged them on Facebook, the day after, Michael contacted me. Ian just told me that someone wants to sponsor me. You know, like the feeling when you want to give up. It's like you already accepted your fate. You did your best, but it's done. It's like a light at the end of the tunnel. Ian told me that the employer will talk to you and interview you while Michael is preparing all my requirements. I was really amazed because they were able to get me a sponsorship interview in just 2 days. And that's because they have an incredible team that knew how to do it and understand my situation and help me from start to finish. Before my employment, I need to do a series of apply for the visa, taking the assessment exam, do the trainings. All of that happened in just 2 weeks. They will just give you instructions of what to do. You can leave it to them. They will do the job. It's just a very, very surprising experience, and I can say it's magical. In 2018, I didn't know about Ian's. If only I knew about Ian's, I didn't experience this stress and a lot of troubles in my life here in UK. If you are in the UK on a student visa, you don't need to study again if your visa is running out. Just go to Ian's. You can trust them. They are very organized. They work in clarity. They can help you. They work in clarity. They can help you.
Right. Fantastic story, really. And I can't imagine any way possible that Mark would be able to find an employer in just, few days. And it's all possible because of Ian's, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Marhaba Mondays. For those of you who just tuned in, again, my name is Michael, and we are live here in Dubai. Now, during the break, I was looking at the comments on our live, right? And I would be happy to answer those questions in a few, right? So the last part that we will be talking about is the cost for the visa application for your dependents, okay? So far, we have talked about if you can bring your dependents with you to the UK, and the answer, of course, is yes. We have defined who are the eligible dependents, okay? That would be your husband or your wife, your civil partner. If you're not married, that's okay, as long as we can evidence to the Home Office that you guys have been living together in the past 2 years. For your children, of course, you can bring them with you as long as they are below 18 years old, right? We've also discussed that you don't need to show financial support, which should be in your bank account for the last 28 days before their visa application, for as long as you can, the employer has ticked yes in the how do you call this, maintenance support for you and your dependent. If that is ticked as yes, then you don't need to have this evidence of financial support, okay, which is already a big help. Now, also, we have talked about the requirements for your dependents, okay? Now, I understand that it would take another, you will not really be able to memorize all of these things. So the next thing that you need to do is watch this live again, okay, which we will upload on our Facebook and our YouTube page. And you can just go back to this video and find out the documents that you need for your dependents. Okay? So, the next question is, how much would it take, or how much do I need to pay for my dependents visa application? Now, I told you a while ago that if you can't, or if you are not sure if you can do it yourself, if you're not confident in doing your dependents own application, you can avail the services of any solicitors, right? Any professionals who can do the visa application for you. Now, they would probably cost around 300 to 600 pounds, okay, depending on the solicitor, or I don't know, wherever you are, okay. And then, of course, that professional fee is actually separate from your visa application fees. Now, what are the visa application fees? Number one, £232 for your visa application fee. Okay, £232. Now, there is an amount of £110 for your visa appointment fee. Okay, this is for when you book your appointment to the VFS, right? Now, 232 for your visa application fee and £110 for your visa appointment fee. Okay. Now, as I've said a while ago, okay, you can actually file your visa application together with your dependents, so that you will have, you will receive the decision for your application in the same time, and you'll be able to get your decision all together. Of course, hopefully it gets approved. If and when it is approved, you can get to travel together, fly together, and arrive together in the UK. Wonderful, right? Now, you can also avail of the visa priority service if it's available to your country. The visa priority service fee would be per dependent. Okay, so it's actually around £250 for priority service fee. Okay, now that we have that on the way, you now know who your dependents are. Can't be your mom, can't be your dad, can't be your cousin or your sister or your brother or your neighbor, right? And leave them because they won't be able to come with you as your dependent, right? You already know the documents that you need to submit for your dependents. We already know how much you need to have or you need to pay for their application as well. Okay. Now, if you have more questions regarding your dependents, okay, feel free to send us a message. If you want us to process the application for your dependents, we can totally do that for you, right? And send us a message, send us an email, and we'll be happy to help you. Cool, right? Oh, okay. Now let's go to the comment section and start greeting people, and of course answering some questions. Okay. Right here we have hi Marisa, I'm an existing client. Hold on a second. Shut up. Okay, right. Marisa, I'm an existing client, sir. I just want to ask how can I bring my partner if we are not married yet? Okay, so Marisa, as long as you can evidence to the Home Office at the time of the application that you guys have been together, cohabitating together in the last 2 years, then there shouldn't be any problem. Now, the good thing about this in your situation is that you are already, I'm assuming you are part of the Momentum Club. If that's the case, wait until, or you can actually speak to your caseworker, the assigned caseworker for you. You can speak to him about it, and you can actually prepare the documents and know what else would you be needing, so that when the time comes for your application, you're ready. Okay, good. Hi Sally. Hi Sir Michael. I already registered and paid for the webinar. But where can I get the webinar link? Yeah, so if you have registered for one of our webinars, right, the link to the webinar will be actually sent to you 1 or 2 days before the event. So don't worry, okay, we got your records. We'll send them when the time is right. No, just 1 or 2 days before our webinar, okay? Hi, Marisol. New. Oh yeah, do you love my haircut? Yeah, I just got my new haircut. The guy who did this is really, really cool. I love him. And I'll be back to do my next haircut with the same guy. Okay. Vitemeri Ochia, my wife is pregnant. Can she come with me? What's the pros and cons? Um, okay, the pros and cons. Well, the pros would be that if your wife is actually approved to become your dependent, of course, you can take your wife as your dependent, regardless if they are pregnant or not. Okay, that's the thing. Number two, if you are able to get your wife with you to the UK and she is your dependent, there is free hospitalization for your wife. Yes. In fact, back in, I don't know, some years ago, my cousin who was pregnant back then, she delivered or she delivered the baby. She's already in the UK. The amount that they paid, you're going to be shocked. The amount that they paid is the amount for the parking fee. Yes. Everything was for free. Even diapers was for free. I think there were some vitamins that was given to them for free as well. Okay, so that is one of your pros, right? For the cons, I don't see much cons about it. It's just that as long as your wife is able to travel, then there's no reason why you shouldn't take him, unless of course there's some other reason, maybe a complication or whatever. But I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take your wife with you if she's pregnant. There's no downside in bringing your wife with you if she is pregnant. Okay. If you're thinking about something else, let us know, message us, and we'll get back to you. Okay. Next, we have Jocelyn or Carles Bitonio. Jocelyn, how long does the show money need to stay in the dependence bank? It's actually just 28 days, okay, before your dependence visa application date. Okay, so before you launch your application, make sure that that money is in their bank for the last 28 days, untouched. It could be more, but not less. Okay. Benjamin Antwi, my wife is in the UK and I'm in Ghana with my 5 kids. So how can we go to the UK and stay with my wife? Okay. Benjamin, first of all, you need to ask your wife if your wife is happy to get you. Okay, maybe your wife is having a really, really good time doing solo. First, ask your wife if she's happy to bring you to the UK together with the kids. Okay, and then Benjamin, if your wife says, "Cool, come here," right? Get over here. We'll start a new life here. Get the kids to start school and all that. No problem. Now, if you have been tuning in the last 45 minutes, I did mention that there are some requirements that you need to procure in order for your visa application to be granted. Okay. Again, it should be the evidences that you're the partner, you guys are married. For the children, birth certificate. For you, marriage certificate. If the employer of your wife has it in the COS that they are doing the maintenance support for your wife and your family, the dependents, okay, then you don't need to have any show money, right? Or there's no need of proof of financial support. from your wife. Okay. Now, if you want us to do your visa application for you, send us a message and we'll help you. Cool. I have 2 kids, but separated me with my wife. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Can I come along with my kids initially, or is it advisable to bring them to the UK after some time? Well, like what they say, families are meant to be together. If you can bring your children with you at the same time, with yourself, you can. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be hard for you because you're a single parent now. If you're planning to find yourself a proper English woman when you arrive to the UK, that's fine. But at the moment, I think it will be a little bit tough for you if you bring your children with you, right? You actually need to have childcare, which is quite expensive in the UK. And it's required really because you're going to be away from home working and your kids are going to be alone in the house and they need someone to take care of them, and this is what they call child support. Okay, I would advise that you go ahead first, find yourself a decent place, make sure you are stable and that you are able to afford childcare. Okay. I have a daughter below 15. This is from Nadisha, and I'm separate from my husband. Can I take my daughter with me? Yes. By the way, if you guys are having this kind of situation, right, you need to be able to get some sort of, how do you call this? Letter of, how do you say that? That your wife, ex-wife or ex-husband is allowing you to take your children with you. Consent, letter of consent from your ex-partner, and that they are agreeing that you take the kids with you. Okay, that is one vital evidence or document that you need to have, right? Yes, you can take your daughter with you, no problem with that. Okay. Shelly Lind, I'm a barista in the UAE. Can I get a job in the UK as barista? If you think the barista has a equivalent job code in the eligible occupation list, then you can come to the UK as a barista, right? If not, then we always say that the fastest way for you to come to the UK as a skilled worker is through being a senior carer. Okay, and we actually run programs every month where you can become part of our 6 months program and get to the UK in just 6 months. Okay, regardless of your educational background, regardless of your work background, right? We can help you become eligible and employable in just 6 months or maybe less, right? So, Ryan Lachika, how about if my daughter is in the Philippines and I'm here in the UAE? Doesn't matter. The only thing that you need to think about is who is she going to travel with if she's a minor? Of course, she's a minor. You can have her as your dependent if she's not a minor, right? Who is she traveling with? And that's it, really. Because some airlines, they need to have, if you're from the Philippines, they need to have a DSWD letter that minors are allowed to travel, okay? Or there's a companion, and then there's a letter of consent from the father, right? If they're going to travel abroad, okay? Now, peace. May I know which date is the next cohort starting for December after the hybrid event or hybrid webinar? The date could probably be, let me see here. So we're doing a hybrid event on the 3rd of December, probably sometime in the 2nd week of December. That is when the next cohort for the December will start. Okay. Now, time for our contest, right? I'm sure that there are still a lot of questions in the comments section, but we don't have all the time in the world to answer them. So please send us an email, or send us a message on Facebook. Raise your questions and we will get back to you. Okay. Now, again, I've mentioned earlier that you can have a chance to attend our event on the 3rd of December live in the Sofitel Hotel in downtown Dubai. Okay, and you only need to answer this very, very easy question. Cool? Ready? Okay. Now, before we reveal the answer to the question, we will take a break. Okay, but this is your question. What's the question again? The question is, are you guys ready? Okay. How many kids can you bring with you as your dependent? Okay. How many kids can you bring with you as your dependent? Right? Okay. So before we answer that question, let's take a break and watch this video. With Mary Ochia, I'm looking at Ian's UAE.
Yeah.
All right. Again, we are inviting you to attend our live event. This is the 3rd hybrid event that we are doing here in Dubai, and hopefully by next month we are doing it in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, right. So it's going to be 3rd of December in Sofitel Hotel, downtown Dubai. Registration starts at 12 noon. Okay, and it would last until maybe 3-4 p.m. Right? Free drinks, free foods, lots of lots of freebies, of course, right? And the opportunity to ask your questions live with our experts. Cool. Right. So, how many kids can you bring to the UK with you as dependent? Okay. And the right answer is unlimited, right? It's not, it doesn't matter how many kids you are, as long as you can support them, as long as you can, evidence that you're okay to support them and you're financially able, unlimited, okay? So I'm in a dilemma right now because we are live on our main Facebook page, and we are also live on our Facebook page at Ian's UAE, and we're also live in our YouTube channel. The question is, where will I pick our winner? Right? Okay. And the first person to answer, right, with Mary Ochia, as many as you can, as long as they are below 18 years old. Well done. Like the answer, very accurate, right? As long as they are below 18 years old. Now, with Mary, are you in the UAE? Okay. Because I'd like to give a chance to those who are currently in the UAE so that they can actually attend live in person during the event on the 3rd of December, right? With Mary, are you? Okay. My colleague is saying that yes, you are. So I'll be happy to give you a free ticket to the hybrid event on the 3rd of December. Send us your full name, your email address, and your WhatsApp number so that we can give you the details on how you can attend our live event on the 3rd of December, right? Okay, fantastic. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been an hour again with Marhaba Mondays. I hope you guys have, gotten the information that you need. Again, if you missed some of the details with today's discussion on can I bring my dependents to the UK, watch this video again. We're going to post this on our Facebook and our YouTube. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe, and click on that notification bell so that you will not miss any of our upcoming lives or videos. Cool. Now, wow, it's been really, really good. Lots and lots of questions, lots of comments. I'm sorry that I can't answer them all. But again, send us an email, send us a message on Facebook, and we will get back to you as soon as we can, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great, great time with you. This is Michael again, and this is Marhaba Mondays. We will see you again next Monday for another live session. And thank you everyone for watching. Good night.